for a prepositional phrase. When it rains, you should go in the house, or go inside the house. Now, someone tell me where the prepositional phrase is. What is the prepositional phrase in this sentence? Inside the house. Tells us where you should go. It also has a dependent clause in it. Remember, a dependent clause is a group of words that has a subject, it has a verb, but by itself it's not a complete sentence, but it adds to the meaning of the complete sentence. So where in this sentence is the dependent clause? When it rains. Correct. See, you are so good. Everybody is doing really well. Now, why, when Pip did this sentence, when Pip wrote this sentence, why did she use should instead of could? I have to be careful not to. Why did I use should instead of could? Or why did Pip wrote the sentence? Why? Yeah, should is a recommendation. It's something that was advisable to do. If she said could, it would mean something entirely different. You could go in, if she said you could go inside, would mean, well, you could go inside, you could put an umbrella up, you could put a raincoat on, lots of different options, But should is a recommendation. So in one sentence, she summarized 3 days of lessons. So, very good. So, let's practice a little bit. Mm-hmm.
Between preposition in and at. For in and preposition
In
at.
In and at.
For example,
So.
after class, I will go to visit my friend at the hospital who work in the hospital.
Okay. When do you use when? Or in and at?
After class. The new one. I will go to research. Go to visit.
You will go to visit
my friend at the hospital who works in the hospital.
Who works?
In the hospital. Who work there. In hospital.
So your friend works.
In hospital.
Well, we would just say there, because there would refer back to hospital. After class, I will go to visit my friend at the hospital who works there. Now, after class is a prepositional phrase. It tells us when we're going to go. We're going to go visit my friend at the hospital is a prepositional phrase who works there. Now here's something that's kind of interesting. We use at the hospital because it tells us something different than if we were to use in the hospital. If we said in the hospital, if we said in the hospital and we didn't have this, that means that she is in the hospital sick. She is, she's been admitted to the hospital as a patient when we say in. So she's, the reason you're going there is because she stayed in the hospital because she's sick. But when you made it that to visit my friend at the hospital who works there, we would want to say at, because she's not inside the hospital as a patient. So just that one preposition, whether we use at or whether we use in, tells us whether she's there sick or whether she's there as an employee. See the difference?
In it means she admit she's sick and stay.
Yeah, in this particular context, since we're talking about a hospital, if we used in the hospital, that tells that she's been admitted there as a patient because she's sick. Okay? But since you just want to go to the hospital because you want to go see your friend who happens to work at the hospital, we would say at the hospital, because that tells you just that. If your friend were somewhere else, if your friend were at the store or your friend were at the temple or your friend were anywhere else, you just say at, because we're just trying to refer to a location. The prepositions, sometimes they look like they would mean the same thing, but they give a little bit different meaning. A little bit different meaning. So, let's have a conversation. Now, I'm going to go sightseeing this afternoon. Okay? What would be the best way to get to the Grand Palace? Tell me the best way to get there. Not you. By the boat? Can you tell me in a complete sentence?
It's the best way to go to the planet. Where is the boat?
Is by boat. Very good. Where do I go to get the boat? Where do I go? Someone else tell me. Where would I go to catch the boat? You know what I mean by catch the boat?
Behind the temple.
Okay, I would. Well, you would say, well, you should go to the pier behind the temple. Okay. How much will it cost? Someone else. How much money should I have to pay to get on the boat?
About 10 baht.
Okay, you should pay about 10 baht. Very good. You're using sentences with subjects and verbs and prepositional phrases. She said you should pay about 10 baht. So you should pay about 10 baht is the prepositional phrase. Okay.
But now the boat cost around 70 baht per person.
Okay, the boat costs 20 baht per person? Okay, so I need to carry some extra money, some change. Okay. How long will it take me to get to the palace by boat? How long will that trip be?
About 15 minutes.
Okay, can you say the complete sentence?
ให้พูดเป็นการมัน5 วันครึ่งชั่วโมง
เขา
Yeah.
เป็นเวลา go you go to ไปไหนวัดโพใช่ไหม
Yeah. You would say it will take.
You go to วัดโพ by boat about 15 minutes.
Okay. It will take to go to the Wat Po Pier. It will take about 15 minutes. Okay. Now, I asked Tassa to use a complete sentence, just because I want us to get practice saying, sentences that are complete, that have subjects, that have verbs, that have phrases that give us more description. But in informal speech, it would be just as correct to say it just the way she did. I said, "How long will it take me to get there?" She says, "About 15 minutes." That's correct. When you're just in conversation, it's okay to sort of say things briefly, and I still could understand her. So I say to her, "How long will it take me to get there?" And she said, "About 15 minutes." Correct. Okay.
But
And-
I think go to Wat Po by bus convenient because no walking too long.
Oh,
เพราะว่า bus stop is
it's right there.
อยู่ข้างหน้าเขาเรียกอะไร nearly ไม่อยากอยู่ข้างหน้าเลยอ่ะ front of วัดโพ
Yeah. Now, so then, listen carefully. So then, I could take the boat, or I could take